I'm ready. Alright, hello people. Welcome to Balcast. Your bi-weekly look-in on PM stuff. We have Jason Warfalls, Schmicky, and me, Zesty. And today we're going to start off by doing a quick shout-out to Autokal. I actually forgot to link them, which I'm going to actually do really quick. But if you haven't already made an account for their site, definitely go do so. You can find updates for streams, for PM, Melee, all sorts of stuff. Boom. It's going to be in the chat for now. Wow. And I'll put it in the description for YouTube. And then, otherwise, our beginning question for the evening is who has the dopest PR graphic? And, wanna do the usual circle?
Yes. Okay, sure. But we're excluding SoCal because you made that graphic.
It would be kind of bullshit to just talk
like,
about how dope I am.
Like Courtney's really good at graphics. Yeah, we're gonna sidestep that whole flame war potentially. So we're gonna exclude that. But I actually really liked, and I didn't know because I was just sort of frantically looking through PRs. Just kind of because I remember
moments ago.
Yeah, I remember the results. I don't really care too much about the graphics usually, but the Pacific Northwest PR actually looks really good. And you told me that there are hidden characters in there, and I'm looking, I'm like, oh my god, there are so many so many secret
I didn't realize that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Look at that, there's an Olimar there in the corner. He looks like a bush.
His little two Pikmin.
Yeah, there's a Game & Watch behind that.
And there's a Sheik, right?
Right. So it's a treasure trove of PM characters. Which I actually liked the PR before that, but now that I know that that's there, it's now my favorite PR. Good thing we asked this question, otherwise I would have never known that in my entire life.
Yeah, shout out to whoever made that. You want to go for what was yours again?
I'm going to go with New York on the spot. Just because they get to cheat and just take a random skyline picture of New York, paste it on the background, and then just find dope pictures of each character.
That's true. Imagine if New York's oh man, I'm definitely gonna shit on some random region's geography, but if they were just from I don't know downtown Detroit or something, and it just it's the exact same PR with a picture of Detroit in the back, and it's oh god, maybe not as dope of a
PR. And then for mine, I'm actually gonna go with DFW. I actually really like how they just do unique layouts for how they actually go about having the name and character and stuff. And I always like the space background. I don't know why they go with space, but space is pretty dope. So chill. It could be up there.
Yeah, I like space.
Yeah, it's pretty. Look, and they got nice renders for each of their characters and stuff.
Dude, look at Sonic. He's doing a freaking karate chop.
I just like this Diddy versus this Diddy.
Yeah, I do like that.
That's good.
But yeah,
I don't even know why Troy was put as Diddy instead of Fox.
Wait, you're right. Whatever. I don't.
We'll talk about it.
We don't need 3 foxes. But yeah, so we're gonna start off the actual discussion with recapping a recent event, Shuffle.
So that was the first PM circuit event to kick off the whole national circuit. It had about how many entries did it have?
100 something.
Let's find out.
It's I think it's 100 something.
106.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it had the likes of Switch, Hyperflame, Twisty, Aiden, Dirt Boy. I think Ripple was there. XYK.
Was Lucky there, and did we see
Lucky was there.
Okay.
And it was actually a really good tournament. There were a lot of hype sets throughout the whole day.
It was streamed by
Clash Tournaments. Chibo.
Yeah, Chibo.
Oh, hey, Chibo.
So quality
Chibo
stream.
Is sick. Yeah. You should definitely go check out Clash Tournaments. That's where you can find the VODs for Shuffle. So a couple of things that happened. There weren't really many upsets in pools, any big notable ones. But the first notable set I want to point out is one. It's not as notable as the next one we talk about, but Aiden over Lucky. Even though Lucky doesn't really play PM as much, he's starting to make his way back into PM. He's shown big interest into starting to get really, really good.
Now,
at
is
PM.
this his Wolf or his Fox?
This is Fox.
Okay,
and he has said at Frozen Phoenix he went Wolf, all Wolf. But then at this one, he said is going to be his last Fox tournament, and then after this, he's going to go all Wolf in PM.
Lost to Aiden.
And lost to Aiden with Fox.
Yeah, I mean, Aiden came over just a couple weeks ago when we had the triple tourney weekend, and he definitely did a lot of damage to
He
SoCal.
did quite a bit.
He beat Boring Man. You know, so it's like maybe like Aiden over Lucky isn't as big. Like, was it a fantastic set to watch? Did you watch it? Was it on stream?
Yeah, it was. That one was on stream, and it started with like Lucky's like trying to figure out what Zeus did again, but then like he was making really good adaptations, and he was like he adapted like halfway through game one. Like I think he got 2 stocks game one. I remember I haven't seen the set since the event happened, and then game 2 like they were like going really close, head to head, close and closer. Then Lucky side B's off stage to end the set.
Nice.
It's like every close set, and like against a PM specific character, he just SDs the last stock away or something like that.
Dude.
But then Aiden got the 2-0 over Lucky there, and then he goes on to winners quarters. So Aiden versus Hyperflame, and Aiden 2-0s Hyperflame, and game 1 it was fairly close, but game 2 like Aiden just looked really commanding.
Dang.
Over Hyperflame.
Over Hyperflame. Dude.
Like Hyperflame looked a bit lost in that matchup.
Oh man.
He did not know like how to like combo this skinny girl.
That's crazy because it's like when you're thinking of Hyperflame, you're like he could just combo everyone. He could just zero to death literally everybody. But like Aiden's giving him problems.
Yeah, Aiden was giving him big problems this event too. Like Aiden ended up double eliminating Hyperflame. And that second set was even worse than the winner set.
How worse we talking?
Like I think it was a clean 3-0. It may have been 3-1, but like Hyperflame didn't close like any game whatsoever. It was like 2 stock. I think there was even a 3 stock. One of those games.
Dude, Hyperflame's in the chat.
Oh, shit.
He's listening to you shit on him. That's awesome. Hyperflame was actually seeded first at the whole tournament, right? Is that not correct?
Yes, Hyperflame was first, Switch was second seed.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then Aiden
And
continues.
then keep going on Aiden's run. Then he runs into Dirt Boy in winter semis, and that one was a really, really close set. And it came down to game 5, and Aiden started off with the lead. He got like 2 stocks really quickly, and then Dirt Boy, he looked really frustrated, but then like he was able to calm himself down, bring it to last stock. And I remember there's a situation. Oh no, this happened in game 4. There's a situation in game 4 where Dirt Boy got hit with the back air. He thought he died, and then he's like, "Oh wait, I'm living." And then he barely came back, and then ended up killing Aiden to win that game, to bring it to game 5.
Oh
He's like, "Oh my god!" He almost just gave up the set. Like he was trying to, he's getting up to go fist bump or give a handshake to Aiden. Then he realized he was still alive.
Oh, you can like see that in the cam. That's so funny.
But then it went to game 5.
Loses.
Yeah, then he does lose game 5. But that was just really nail biter every single game. And it's just funny with Zirsu trying to interact with Squirtle because Squirtle's just so small.
Oh my god, it's so hard. It's so hard to like hit Squirtle. Oh my god, because like Squirtle loses to like lingering hitboxes, right? So if I'm like a Falco and I just like spam back air, it's like kind of hard for Squirtle to get in because he's like a little guy and he has like no range.
Yeah.
So like Zirsu Samus doesn't really have that. but she's really fast. She's like faster than Squirtle and has longer legs than Squirtle. Like I think her back air is as big as Squirtle's entire body. So like pretty much
You're basically putting out a Squirtle.
you put out like instant Squirtle over and over again, but it's like really hard, but like you technically have the advantage. It's like a really weird set. I like played against Cloudburst recently, and like I felt the dynamic of that set. It's kind of weird, and I kind of want to watch that set now.
Okay, so then Aiden takes a game 5 over Dirt Boy, then goes to play Switch. Switch.
This is winners finals.
This is winners finals. Switch versus Aiden, New York, New Jersey, representing in the Midwest, and Switch, like that's a clean 3-1 over Aiden. Like going into it, Switch was the favorite, and he definitely showed that he was the favorite in that set. And it also looked like Aiden is like not too sure what to do in that matchup, but he was able to like find his openings and keep it somewhat close. But Switch definitely commanded both winners finals and grand finals.
Yeah, that's kind of cool that like New York, New Jersey is traveling out. I remember like last year it was sort of like they were the region that was like really good, but like pretty much never traveled.
Yeah,
it was like Stereo would go out to a little bit, like Like maybe like Boyko would, but like the people like Switch and like DVD and Aiden and Gallo, they would,
And
Malachi too.
Malachi's the big one.
They all just stayed in New York, but now they're just kind of going out and about.
Has DVD really traveled yet?
I don't think DVD has.
I feel like he's like the only one who's like still kind of
in there.
Because
even like Envy traveled out to Rewired and yeah.
Texas. Didn't he go to Texas?
Yeah, I think he went to Texas.
I don't remember.
Whatever.
But yeah, they're coming out. And they're winning the tournament. So.
And Battle of the Midwest, and it's like New York, New Jersey, like winners and grands.
All right, and then after Aiden lost to Switch in winners finals, he went to go play Hyperflame in loser finals. I already talked about how that went. Clean 3-0.
People that want a first-person account, check the Hyperflame in the chat.
All right, but are we gonna go backward then?
Yeah, go back. Let's go backwards and.
There are a lot of people that went to this tournament actually. Even though it was a Battle of the Midwest, I see a lot of names from people that have just traveled around.
One person I want to look at is Tech Boy. Go down a little.
Tech Boy?
Yes, Tech Boy.
Tech Boy.
And scroll a little. He's a Midwest Ice Climbers player. I think he plays Melee.
He's an Ice Climbers player.
He's an Ice Climbers player. Yes.
Whoa.
So I forget how he did in pools, but it looks like he got second or third seed. I think that's second seed. He ended up being a player called Shenanigans. Then he goes to his first round, plays B-Stuck, who's one of MDVA's like better players.
Who does he play?
He plays Rob, and the last significant result I remember from B-Stuck is at Super Duper Xanadu. I think that's what the tournament was called. He ended up getting second to Hyperflame, where he beat Sharks twice.
Once or twice. Also in Ice Climbers.
Yes. So B-Stuck beat Sharks, who's been known as like one of the best ice climbers, like maybe right behind Fresh. He's like up there with Fresh. And B-Stuck's beat him. And B-Stuck made Rob versus Ices look very difficult.
It might be. You just throw a bunch of shit around and like how do the ice climbers do that?
Yeah, and then Tech Boy 2-0s him.
Oh damn.
But B-Stuck cleanly beats Sharks, and then Tech Boy 2-0s him. Then he goes on to, I think, that's right before quarters, I think.
This is quarters.
No, that's winners round 3. He goes on and plays I Heart Love Tap, which is the Midwest is Yoshi. Yoshi Olimar, which I don't think he went Olimar at all, but the Olimar is like sounds like more of a joke character for him. But he gets compared a lot to Burnt Socks. People view like those two as relatively close. Yeah.
Or skill. Both?
Skill level.
Oh, okay.
Like playstyle, Bo goes for like way more pivot grabs than I don't think there's any, that's like Brent Sox's thing is his pivot grabs.
Do any of you remember? Oh, sorry.
But how he ended up playing I Heart Love Tap is because I Heart Love Tap beat Marshall the round before.
Ooh,
Marshall. Like it started with, I think I Heart Love Tap took like commanded game 1. It's like okay, and then Marshall brought it back game 2, and then it's like a really close game number 3, and I Heart Love Tap able to clutch it out.
It was just Game & Watch Yoshi?
Game & Watch Yoshi. The whole time. He ended up upsetting Marshall. And that was just winners round 2. Marshall
that's actually insane that's winners round 2 at this tournament. Because this is like a top 64 bracket. So winners round 2 is like...
top 48 bracket.
Top 48 bracket?
Oh, is it? Go back one more?
Look, so if you go back...
It is top 48 bracket.
Top 48. Okay, yeah. Still, winners round 2 of a top 48 bracket. Like, those are like 2 insanely good players.
Yeah, like
Yeah. Yeah, but we're so
all right. So then
we're at
Tech Boy I Heart Love Tap.
Yeah,
that was a very unfortunate set.
Was that also on stream?
Yes, that was also on stream, and I Heart Love Tap got destroyed on stream.
Oh,
yeah, like I forgot who he changed to Falcon game number 2, and
things got desperate. Is what
it
you're
got
saying?
Very desperate, and he rage quitted after. No, he went Yoshi, lost his first stock really quick in game number 1. Second stop got grabbed. Just LRE start immediately.
Damn.
He had 3 stocks still. He got grabbed and started getting the chain grab thing.
He had
3 stocks and he just quit immediately.
Oh my god, I must have felt so good as the other player.
Oh
my god. Like when someone quits and they still had 3 stocks, you made them think that there's literally no chance. There's just no chance.
So then he went Falcon and he almost got 4 stocked. Wait. No. It was looking like he almost got 4 stock. It looked like he was at least going to take a stock. But then Tech Boy Sopo performed such a sick combo because he ended up getting I Heart Love Tap off stage. He hit him with a fair to pop him up. And I think he did another drop zone fair to hit him up, and he missed the spike. He jumped, faired again, missed the spike again. Then he had no more jumps, but hit him with the last fair and ended up spiking him on the line. He hit him with like 3 fairs in a row as Sopo and spiked him to finish it off. It was like one of the best Sopo combos I've seen.
Dude, get fucked. What the Sorry, just in case you're in the chat as well.
and the commentators were like, oh, it looks like he's not going to get 4-stocked here. Sopo's about to die here. And then you just see him suicide kill I Heart Love to get to finish the 4-stock. Like, well, that happened.
Dude, that's sick. Oh my god.
And then Tech Boy played Anther. He made that really close. And that's a hard matchup for Pikachu. Ice Climber's Pikachu.
I know it's hard in Melee.
Because how is Pikachu supposed to get in through a blizzard wall?
Be fast. I don't know.
Quick
attack. Shoot electricity.
But like Anther did end up getting that set 2-1.
That's cool.
And go on. But then, I'm not sure. I think Tech Boy ended up playing Lucky. And Lucky beat him 2-1. I'm not sure. That wasn't on stream or anything. I'm not sure how he took that game.
Lucky is self-proclaimed very good at the Ice Climbers matchup.
Yeah, didn't he beat Fresh at Super? No,
yes, he beat
Olympus.
He beat Fresh at
Olympus. I've also talked to him at multiple. I think I talked to him at Olympus, and he says that just like pretty much it like he treats Ice Climbers like a gimmick in Melee and does the same thing in PM. And you pretty much just drill shine them. If they split up, you win. If they don't split up, you run away. And like that's pretty much that's what his game plan was. I'm like, all right, it's fine. So yeah.
So that ended his run at...
Tech Boy is from what region? Do you know?
I'm not sure where in the Midwest.
But he's from the Midwest.
I want to say like Ohio area. I want to say.
Okay, but we don't know for sure.
I don't know.
But that's cool. That's crazy that like hidden.
He had a very good run this tournament. No, he got 9th.
He gets 9th place.
He got 9th.
That's insane.
That's a really good run. That's over Marshall. Marshall got 13th.
Yeah.
Marshall, Dreffin. Yeah. That was a really good set as well.
That's also on stream?
I think that one happened on stream.
Dang.
This is like losers round 4 too. Like, shit.
It's a hard tournament. Dusty,
right.
that means that Dusty came from Philly then.
Yes, he did. Philly, .com made it out.
Ooh.
Dusty did. Aiden did.
Oh yeah, that's right. Aiden is technically Philly.
Yes.
Because he goes to school there. That's cool that the Philly guys came out. Oh, because Chibo was there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all together. They have their whole
It's all
family.
coming together.
All right, cool.
Anything else you wish to
I
look over?
think that's pretty much all like the significant results. Like Dirt Boy got 4th. That's expected. Anther maybe a little. He ended up getting 5th, but lost to Hyper and Switch. So can't really fault him for that. Twisty ended up getting 5th. I think
Because he took it over Lucky.
Yeah, he took it over Lucky.
Yeah. Was that set on stream?
Yes, that's what was on stream.
How did that one go?
Twisty being a Wario.
Yeah,
from
Twisty, a warrior from New England area. He plays on the Smashing Ground stream. That one started off with a 1-1 split. Lucky with Fox, you just had to tread very careful waters because one slip up and you just like a waft away from death.
Oh yeah,
and
or a nair, or a forward air, or an anything.
Just death constantly.
Lucky would like he would try to play the laser game,
Yeah.
and he would be pretty smart with his combos, like knowing like, okay, I can't overextend here. He knew that he can't up air Wario, and he was playing pretty well. But then there would be the times where he accidentally misspaced an aerial on shield and then get grabbed and then die.
Yeah.
and then game 4, that was like the most tragic one.
Wait, what happened?
No, he slipped up the most on that
Oh.
game, and you just can feel Lucky slipping more and more in game 4, and that was just the most convincing game from Twisty.
I remember after a PM in the PM when Lucky showed up, and like it was like so sad showing up, but he was eating at a different table from us because there were too many people, and I was at Lucky's table, and Lucky was like, "Dude, I fucking hate Sosa, and I hate Wario. Wario is so free. I am going to wipe the smile off that little shit's face, and I'm gonna beat him every time from now on." And that was like 2 years ago.
Do you remember when Lucky made that money match post? I don't think that ever happened.
That has not happened
because
yet.
Sosa at the time was banned from the Balc, and they were like, well, where are we going to do it?
Yeah.
That never happened.
So, like, Lucky probably has, like, flashbacks of Wario when playing against Twisted.
Well, no, like, he said it before. He said it, like, shortly after that. It's like, he doesn't mind losing to PM characters, because if he loses to PM characters, he views as he needs to just study it more often. He gets upset when he loses melee matchups in PM. That's what he hates more. He hates that so much more. Like when he lost to Blue Zone at Frozen Phoenix, and he lost to Sheik. He's like, because they're doing like doing like PM tech with melee characters. That's like throwing him off, and he's like, no, that wouldn't work in melee. That's when he starts getting upset. And then he lost to. There was one other loss. Oh, Jaden at Olympus.
Man. Yeah, hopefully Lucky makes it out to SoCal events. I feel like he's gone to more non-SoCal events than SoCal events.
Don't worry, I have a Wii for Lucky for him to grind PM.
It's not that simple, Mickey.
Right.
We have a $200 plot bonus for him.
Well,
that we live in, like for melee, like just.
Well, he's been out of thing. He went to Frozen Phoenix to one, and he went to this shuffle at the other.
My events.
All right, Lucky Salt aside, what's going on in the rest of this bracket? Any other highlights we got going on?
I think that pretty much does it for the big highlights.
What happened to XYK?
Ooh,
lost to Bacon Pancakes. And I want to say Twisty.
Alright. Nice.
So
because there was like a lot of notable people in the bracket.
That feels about where he should, like he
people,
could be losing to.
Yeah, a lot of people got the dick really early on.
Yeah.
But alright, that's shuffle. And so we're going to be making our way into our next topic, which is the Project M PRs. We just picked like a handful of people who had, or regions I should say, that just recently updated their PRs. We're not going over every PR that is currently out there.
That would actually be insane.
Because that's like way too much time. But I guess we'll kick it off with New York, New Jersey, which I looked into.
And they updated, all of these PRs were updated within the past like month or something. Right?
Yeah, month or two. But it's, like with like the earliest one I imagine is like maybe January. But they're all like basically 2017. And so New York, New Jersey is interesting because like they, again, as you mentioned, like in 2016 is kind of when we began to slowly see them like travel out of region. So like they've kind of slowly becoming more known on like a national level, especially with like the PM rankings where they like took up a lot of the like
the highest
25 and or like higher kind of spots. It's actually really interesting to see how Switch is like, you can kind of feel it now on a national level, but like he basically went to, I think it was like 20th to 2nd in about a year and a half has basically been his like run in New York, New Jersey. New York, New Jersey is interesting in that like they kind of have like Nebs for like the New York people, and then like a couple different other weeklies, but there's like not really like a fat weekly in that region right now. Like apparently
Nebs is the closest thing to have to a fat weekly.
Like I think I was told the average is like 16-ish people for Nebs. And, like, half of that is, like, really good, amazing players. Like, Nebs will get, like, Fresh, Gallo, like, Switch, and Malachi and Jaden. Yeah. And it's, like, that's, like, 5 out of, like, 16 people. It's, like, so stacked. And, like, apparently, like, Malachi, I think it's, like, Malachi, Switch, Jaden has just been the top 3 for, like, ever.
Yeah, those 3 are, like, the main goers of
and,
Nebs.
Like, yeah, and like if it's not that, then something ridiculous happens.
Well, those 3 are. I think that Switch and Jaden are both like top 20 players, right? So it's like, and obviously Malachi's top 5. So it's like if something happens there, that's like something upsetting on a national scale. You know?
Yeah.
What I mean?
But yeah.
But one thing that could help out the New York scene is they're getting a new. I think it's a weekly, or maybe a bi-weekly. I'm not sure where in New York. But the first one is this week. It's a new weekly series for them.
Ooh, that's cool. It actually, even though New York's really condensed, it's really annoying to traverse it because you have to like take trains and stuff.
Yeah, nobody like has cars.
Yeah,
you just usually
so
traverse
like,
by train.
Anything will help because like even if you live like 5 miles away, that's like an hour.
When that's like a lot of work to like navigate.
Especially
there.
if you want to bring a CR.
Oh my god, in a Wii, you look like such a dork on the subway.
I don't even know how that would even work. All right, yeah.
But yeah, for the most part, it's just Malachi is like currently dominating that scene. Like him and Switch kind of alternate. Jaden is interesting in that he used to be the one dominating with Malachi, but like he now has just been playing a lot of secondaries. Apparently he's in like a pit phase right now. It says Puff on the PR, but whenever I talk to anybody from New York, they mentioned nothing about his Puff. They just talked about his pit.
Last season it was Link.
Yeah, so I didn't exactly understand like why, but like he's just kind of been like playing whatever character he feels like, and he's still fifth on their PR. So that's, I guess he's pretty alright. But yeah, Stereo Kid apparently like the season before this was making like a lot of upsets, doing really well. So obviously he like ranked third. But then for right now he's like gone to Florida.
For school.
So he's not really like in the New York, New Jersey mix right now.
Third in New York is incredible. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
damn, Stereo. Stereo beats Sosa when Sosa came over for Flex Zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's a killer, but he's not in the area at this moment. Otherwise, like the gist, if you had to like find the breaking point, is I think it's like 1 through 10, with DVD. So Malachi to DVD, which is their 1 through 10, is like they're solid people. Like they really don't get like upset by like anybody outside of that top 10 for the most part. Mm-hmm. And then once you get down to like 11, where you have Young Quaff, GP, Ant, Mr. Watch and Learn, and Bongo is like their bottom 5. Those are the guys that like once in a while make an upset, but like that's kind of like where the split is, which is I imagine why they're like tinier on the actual PR. Is that's kind of like the breaking point of like the top level of like New York, New Jersey, and then like more of the up and comers kind of.
So they divided it out that way.
Yeah.
I do want to give a shout out to Bongo because right after this PR released, like I'm not sure what big New York event. Oh, Downfall 6. He ended up getting second. I think it was second to Gallo. Maybe there, because I know he got double eliminated by Gallo, but he beat Fresh twice and Fresh and DVD. I forgot who he beat in winners to do that. To get as far as he did. But he got a lot of good wins at that tournament.
Yeah.
So he's already looking to be better than 15.
Yeah, he's like currently 15 in New York, New Jersey, and he's a Falcon main. And a lot of people, when I was like asking around about like what's happening in your scene, like a lot of people were like, "Yo, this guy," and I was like, "All right, that's pretty cool." But yeah, he got third at Downfall over Fresh and DVD. And he's definitely like I think most people are like, yeah, that's like the up and comer at this moment. But yeah, so basically New York, New Jersey has Nebs if you're looking to check out the New York side of things, and then New Jersey has Hitbox Arena, which is recently revived by Zubat. So that's like kind of I think a weekly or a bi-weekly that they're happening, and it said people are telling me it's gaining steam. So like they're trying to like keep things going on in that part of the East Coast. Yeah. So, to have me not talk twice in a row, do you want to do South Florida?
All right. Well, South Florida is kind of like, they're sort of a more spread out scene. Like, there's like Hero of Time, everyone knows them. And also some people get confused between Central and like North Florida and South Florida. So people like, oh yeah, isn't Els from like Florida? Isn't like Plup from Florida? Like those guys are like not from South Florida. South Florida is like Miami kind of area. So, Hero Time is definitely like at the top of their PR and has been for pretty much forever. And it's usually the pecking order is like Hero of Time and like I think it's like Blea Jello and J Fist. Blea's been like out of the scene recently, so he's not on this PR, but Camilo or Hero of Time told me that he's on his way back in, so that'll be cool. Most interesting about their scene is like this new player called Kala, who is like literally like hasn't shown up until about like I want to say like less than a year ago, like maybe like 6 months-ish or whatever. He plays Ivysaur. Okay. And he pretty much got like a huge upset on Hero of Time, which like doesn't really happen in that region. You know, J-Fist pretty much just I'm pretty sure J-Fist takes some off of Hero of Time, but for someone like a new player to take something from like their number one, that's like Hero of Time's pretty consistent, you know. So that also has been messing with the rest of the PR because historically, like you see like number 2 and number 3 on their PR this season are Pure. Pure is a Peach Zero Suit duo main, and then J-Fist, who I've been talking about before, I didn't say who he plays, is he mainly plays Sonic, and I guess he has a Toon Link secondary, but a lot of people know him for Sonic. And I think that J-Fist typically wins the head-to-head against Pure, which puts him above Pure. But because of Kala, I think that their records against each other and against Kala kind of shook things up, such that because of like the way that PRs work and how you have to take account overall rankings and things, Pure ended up on top for number 2 this season. after Hero of Time, who's like, Hero of Time, he plays Link.
Pretty good.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Pretty known.
He's pretty known. But something that Camilo said was that he's been having like hand problems or whatever. So he's going to be taking a step back from like competing and like sort of like doing more like organizing stuff, which kind of frees up the top spot for like the other players.
Because it feels like that's kind of where the gap is, right?
Hero of Time, like he's also the only one that really travels. I mean, J-Fist travels a little bit, and I definitely know that like I don't know, but I feel like the others don't travel as much. Kala's pretty new, and then
Pura, I've like never even heard.
I've never heard of
until
Pura.
this moment.
Exactly.
I also know
and then it's like number 2.
I also know J-Fist, he's saying like he's gonna be more focusing on melee too. So he's like starting to transfer a little bit away from it. Like I know Bigger Balc is his last event where he's traveling 4 PM. Like he'll be more focused on melee, but he'll definitely still want to compete in PM if it's there.
Yeah.
But he's starting to shift a little bit more away from PM into melee.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes because like this is like an in-region PR. So like, let's say like I don't really know what like South Florida looks like, but if the tournament is happening like 3 minutes away from J-Fist's house, even if he's focusing on melee, he'll go to the
Yeah.
So like you never know.
You still got the homies you got to check out every couple of
Exactly.
weeks.
So like it'll be interesting not this season but next season to see how it goes because those 3 will be sort of fighting for the top spot. Which will be super cool. There's also I don't know if it's Juan Piss. Oh God! Yeah. But he's like a yellow Yoshi. Yeah. Why is that so funny?
Just the way you said it.
He said Juan Piss, and he's yellow.
Well, I guess. But yeah, he's
Looks like it's just Juan Pie.
Well,
I thought it was Swampy.
Wait, what the fuck? Where's the S? It just says Swampy. Sorry, Florida. It's said in my notes. Why did I put an S in my notes? I think Hero of Time put an S in whatever.
Oh, I think she's like Wampy, like Wampy is One Piece.
Maybe. I don't know. Anyways, getting back to Florida and the players and not really centralizing the conversation on his tag is he's like a Yoshi player. He like kind of like is sort of the gatekeeper. He doesn't really beat players above him, but like he like definitely like keeps other people out. Can you go back to the notes? I think I wrote a little more about him. Yeah, no, I didn't. I just wrote that he is the gatekeeper Yoshi, which sounds pretty badass.
Just imagine like Lance Yoshi.
Yes.
Like, you gotta come back later.
Back of the line.
Yeah. So we'll see. Like South Florida is kind of like they've always been sort of like a smaller scene. Yeah. But like they have a lot of personality, and like Camilo definitely had a lot to say about his scene.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
All right, you wrote that one, didn't you?
Yeah. So let's go down to Mickey. What do you want to talk about?
We'll go Washington. So they just released theirs April 5th, like the first week of April, and the big storylines there is like one, Bladewise getting back over Aki, and that. 1 and 2 are like very, very neck and neck. Like head to heads, Bladewise is up 11 to 10 sets.
Ooh. Dang, they play a lot.
They play like every grand finals.
Whoa, 11 to 10.
Like winners
so
finals
many.
and grand finals. They play like
so
2 sets of tournament. And then
oh my god.
And then another there are very few things that separate them. Another one would be they've both lost to Chevy. Bladewise lost twice to Chevys and Aki lost once. But then Aki also lost to Zeddy.
Zeddy's the Game & Watch?
Zeddy's a Game & Watch.
That's
yes.
That's so funny. Isn't
Yeah,
Aki the
Aki's
Game
known as the Game & Watch Slayer, and he lost to his local Game & Watch.
Well, how often do they play? Is it just like it was just bound to happen because they play every week?
I think it's like 5-1 in the head-to-head.
They play so many tournaments up there.
Yeah, like when I was looking at the head-to-heads, there were some people who had like a 10-0 record on other people. It was like, wow.
That's really cool.
Because like if you think about it, like okay, let's just sit back and think about numbers. A 10-0 record. If you go to 1 weekly and a season is 3 months long, that's like 12 weeks. That's like you played them almost every week.
Oh, every time.
Yeah, or like it's
every
like you're going to
week.
multiple tournaments in a week. Like Washington has so many tournaments. Then oh my god.
Like you really don't see those numbers unless like you're in like SoCal where we have like 2
or triple tournaments in 1 weekend.
And I've like big round robins.
Or you're Jose and you just lose the Sosa every week. I remember. Oh wait, who was it? Someone had like a ridiculous loss. Zeno versus Jose, I think was
that was so sad. It was like 1-12.
Yeah.
It was so
and
depressing.
it's like, whoa.
If you want to go into like San Diego records, there was like I did a year-long total just for fun of the PR, and it was like Baba Ganoush Tristan's rule. It was like 42 to like 1.
Did Noosh take 1?
Well, I
Tristan
mean,
take
Tristan
one?
took 1, and he just lost to Noosh every
Oh my
week forever.
40.
It was
That's too many. No wonder he doesn't play anymore. Oh, God.
Losing to Snake that many times, yeah, you're gonna get
I'm just
salty
saying,
about the game.
when we should start looking at lifetime totals.
That would be
of-
a fun, zesty fact.
Yeah, I think that a lot of regions right now are kind of at that spot where they're kind of consistent at getting these PRs out on a regular basis. Let's compile some of those stats. I want to see
Like,
the lifetime records between Aki and Bladewise.
Like with SoCal, I'm definitely like on our record sheet. I'm just have new tabs of each season, so all the seasons are in the same spreadsheet.
Keep going.
Let's go with Washington.
But anyway, and Zeddy, he's started getting on the PR like about a year ago, and he's like slowly climbed his way up. The 5th has been the highest he's been ranked, and I think he got ranked 5th again this season. And he's the only person besides Bladewise to take a set off of Aki or Bladewise, but besides Chevy. Chevy is the clear number 3 there. And that banner is not the PR.
Yeah, I don't know where the PR is.
That banner's not the PR?
No, that's the last season's. Like, they've been waiting for Oregon and Idaho to update, but Oregon and Idaho aren't planning to update it. It's just on a post.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Like,
Gotcha.
oh, there it is.
This?
Yes.
Oh, what a sick PR.
What a great banner. But yeah, so Zeddy ended up getting 5th. Punk Pan is another one I want to point out because he's one of the few people who had no unranked losses. He's like very consistent and only had a losing record to the people above him and Chief, who he had a 1-3 record against. Everyone else, he had like super positive record.
Punk Panda plays who? And who
Wolf.
does Chief play?
Chief plays Sheik, and he's a melee player as well. He's been focusing more on. They tell me he is more focusing on melee recently, but I look at his like records and he still has a shit ton of sets against people. I'm like, that doesn't look like focusing more on melee.
Dude, maybe Washington is just the Smash, like
Smash. That's why they never go anywhere. Why go anywhere? You just
You have all the turns.
so much Smash
Oh my
happening.
God,
in
let's just
one
move to
season.
Washington. If you just want to get good and play shit tons of Smash.
If you want to go to Washington, they do have a circuit event coming up in July, I want to say.
Ooh, I kind of like we've been talking about this. We all kind of want to go to that.
I want to go to that.
I've always
Like,
wanted. I just
Seattle.
wanted to
It's in
travel
Seattle.
there. Seattle's so cool. I
Is
really
it gonna
wanna
be?
go
Is
there.
Grand Finals gonna be on the needle?
On the needle.
Whoa! Can you imagine a CRT on there?
Oh my God!
It would
it's
take
sitting
up
on a
like all
little
of the
thing.
space.
Two people, like you know how like in the Shy Guy Says game with the balloons.
Oh
on
my
their back,
God!
And they're playing.
Oh, that'd be so scary.
What? Every time you lose a stock, you lose a balloon.
Oh my God! I actually couldn't handle that. I have such
I
a
would be
fear of
so.
heights.
I would be so stressed,
And, like if you lose all your balloons, it's just like.
dude.
Imagine if you SD. Oh no!
Yeah. Good luck to everyone who's competing at Space Needle Smash this July.
Smash on the needles.
Smash on the needle.
Anyway,
And then-
anything else?
What else is going on in Washington?
Last person I want to point out on the Washington PR is Power Up, and
Who's he?
he seems like I was looking at it like he's creeping in wins. Like I think he has a win on Chevy and a win on Chief, so that's
Who does
3 and
Power
5.
Up play?
He plays. That was the one person I forgot to look.
Is he on?
Is he on the
last season's PR?
up banner? No, he's not. Dang it!
Ooh.
I forgot who he plays. That's
Yeah.
very
Well,
unfortunate.
But he beat Chevy and Chief.
Yeah,
He's a Roy.
he's a
Roy.
Roy player, but he's like taking a few sets off of PR players, but he barely loses to unranked players as well. So he's like gatekeeper status for people to get on the PR.
I love gatekeepers. Like I feel like gatekeepers are they're like in-game bosses for like the lower level players. It's like
Yeah.
if I beat him, then I get to the next level.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
at least, kind of. I could become the gatekeeper.
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, anything
So
else?
that pretty much sums up Washington.
Cool. And because like the rest of the Pacific Northwest didn't update their PRs
Yes.
this season, Washington's pretty much the big show.
Yes. And most of those players are West Washington, like towards Seattle area, towards the coast of Washington. Eastern Washington doesn't get that much representation.
All right.
Chevy's like the only one, I think.
All right, well then I'm going to be moving on to Ontario, which is for Canada. And, like, one of the first things I ended up hearing, which I thought was interesting, is that, like, you hear Ontario, but there's actually, like, a North and a South Ontario. And apparently it's, like 5-hour difference, like, between those communities. But this is still encompassing, like, this PR still encompasses, like, that whole entire...
Oh my goodness.
Like, area. And so
it's like a SoCal and NorCal try to make one PR.
Yeah, so obviously, like, that could be a bit of a struggle in terms of, like...
Getting data.
Yeah, like, between the two groups. But, I guess I'll start with the North. Pith is apparently number 1 in the North, and you'll see that on the actual PR, he's only an honorable mention. He's a Kirby player. And so, I thought that was really interesting. I guess that it just means that the South is just
way
either really biased or, like...
Oh, yeah.
Like,
that guy got a really good upset at Frozen Phoenix. I don't remember who.
Yeah, we talked about it before. But,
last week's VOD. Check it out.
But, yeah, so either, like, South Ontario is super biased and hates the North, or, yeah, the North is just, like, kind of behind on, like, their skill. But, otherwise, the South, we see that Blitz is, number 1. He's an Ike player. Apparently he's been there, like, the longest. Like, he's, like, a really long-term PM player. And that, like, from what it sounded like, it's, like, obviously he's good, because he's number 1. But it's also, like, so many other people have, like, left that he's just kind of been, like, shuffling up to the top. It's not like a bunch of people left all at once, but just, like, the time frame of him coming, he's just slowly gotten higher and higher as, like, people leave the scene.
That's actually Nation's long-term Smash dream, is to just play so long and just not improve, but eventually become number 1. So he's living Nation's dreams right now.
Yeah, with Ike, so that's pretty fun. Then you go on to number 2, you have JJK, who used to be 7th on the PR with Falcon, but then switched to Game & Watch is now number 2.
Reaping the rewards.
It didn't sound like people were, like, salty about it, but it just, like...
That sounds so funny.
I just think that just sounds, like, so funny that, like, someone would, like, that's like something Venom would hear and be like, of course. Like,
that was the answer.
How could it's just so bad? But, yeah, so then you have JJK, I think he's number 2. And then number 3 is Rungushu. I'm gonna just, like, butcher that name. Yeah. He's Lucario. I don't, like, know too much about, like, notable things about him. All I know is that those top 3, that's kind of, like, the, like, top 3, like, the top section, I guess you could say, like, of the Ontario PR.
Do you know JJK? Did he just switch to Game & Watch this season? Like, it's a 3-month-old Game & Watch that got him to number 2.
I don't know how often they, like, update this, because it doesn't actually, like, have months or anything. Mm-hmm. I just know it's, like, within, like, the last half year, I'm gonna say, he, like, switched to Game & Watch. And so, yeah, those top 3, they kind of make up, like, the breaking point between the, like, 2 tiers of players. After that, I guess it'd be nice to note that, like, they used to have a lot of people from, like, Melee and Brawl playing their scene, but it's kind of becoming more and more just, like, only PM players. I think the only, like, dual game person is Tal, which is just XTAL. He plays, like, apparently, like, Zelda and Falco, and he's also a Melee guy. I think he's PR'd somewhere in Ontario for Melee, but, yeah, so he's, like, really the only multi-game guy on this PR. Everybody else is just PM, and there was actually drama. Yeah, it was basically drama back in the day.
Nice. I like that.
I want to say, like, 2 months ago. I actually have a link to it because I, like, just, like, kept telling people about it and, like, sending the link around. But there's, like, a post from None with, like, 300 comments about, and the post is just, like, him being like, why the fuck am I not on this PR? So
on the Ontario PR?
Yeah. And so the basic gist was, like, you, like, didn't, like, attend anything locally. Like, he's been attending PM events, but not in Ontario. Mm-hmm. And so, like, I guess they just went with the decision of, like, that's not fair to the local people, because how do you get data on someone who's never in that area, even though he has, like, ridiculous
wins?
Like,
how do you get your chance to pass him?
Yeah. But then, like, obviously his argument was like, yo, I've beaten IPK, I've beaten, like, all these people, like, please. Like, I thought, on the one hand, I was like, yo, he cares. That's nice. Yeah, he, like, wants to be on that. He, like, really wants to be on this PR. Like, he was, like, 300 comments. Like,
There's
obviously
lots of
that's not
debate.
all him, but like,
Yeah.
you know, like there's quite a debate happening. But yeah, he obviously isn't on it right now. But he would be the other multi-game person if you were
Wow,
on it.
not even an honorable mention. Wasn't even honorably mentioned.
I think I think none turned that down.
Do you think so?
Maybe. I don't know, because I'm just thinking it's like, if that kind of like drama bullshit happened, I would just be like, give him an honorable mention. That's like where my brain goes. Like,
Yeah,
he wasn't even given that.
I think none turned that down though. Like he was offered it and he's like, nah, I don't want that.
Dude, I would just be like, tough shit. I'm putting you on there. You go to our events.
Yeah, and so I don't have too much information on this, but I thought it was interesting was that kind of like how I guess you could say the states have like East Coast, West Coast drama, or like they're like rivals. Like Ontario and Montreal are kind of like the Canada version of that in some regard.
Ooh.
There's like kind of a rivalry between like the Ontario scene and like the Montreal scene, and apparently they like
Are gonna
do
do a
like
battle?
crew battles, money matches, that kind of stuff. So that's kind of fun. But yeah, so Canada, a lot of players. I didn't actually mention this previously, but like we all got a lot of intel from like a lot of local people, like posts and like all sorts of information. So I'm actually gonna link. I actually think I already linked if you're like in watching this in the VOD. Yeah, I already linked like an Imgur that has like screenshots with like information that like local people gave us. I could go on for a long time about like how dope the Canada scene is, but like there's a lot of people and it's like we got to move on.
Yes,
but
we do.
if you want to learn more about Canada, there is plenty more to learn about Canada. But we're going to move on to Houston.
Let's do Houston. I did Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So Houston, obviously, like one of the Texas like big scenes. You would have a DFW, which you're going to cover. It would be the biggest, and I would say that Houston's kind of in second in that regard. Their PR is 15 people big this time. It was 10 people last season, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and I think there's like a lot of stuff going on, but like it does look kind of similar in certain spots, and I think I want to point that out because we haven't really talked about like because I talked to Fearless about this, and he kind of gave me a lot of like the history of like each one of the players, which I thought was kind of cool. So number one is like no surprise, it's Fuzz. Fuzz has kind of been doing a lot of work in the Texas circuit. If you want to like check out any of our past VODs, there's always a Texas circuit event that's happening that we always talk about like every week.
Yeah.
And the story is pretty much DFW just pushes everyone's shit in, except for Fuzz. Like Fuzz can like hang with those guys. So Fuzz is very clearly number one. He got to Houston, I think like a couple years ago, is what Fearless said. He actually didn't come from Smash games. He like came from the fighting game community and like just
that's sick.
Yeah, and then he just like started getting really good or whatever. Because like back like if you think classic Houston, which is like of course you're thinking of classic Houston. What did Houston look like back in the day? It was pretty much just Uncle Mojo, who was just Mojo at the time. I guess he's Uncle Mojo now.
He's old. He's older.
Because he's old. Yeah, like Mojo just was way better than everybody else, and like he just dominated the scene. It's just like the Fox.
He looks like such a melee guy.
He is a melee guy.
Yeah. I guess he has Falcon and Falco there too. I know him a lot.
His Falco's pretty sick.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. But yeah, so it's pretty much like Uncle Mojo right now is at number 3 under Fuzz, and Fearless is number 2. Fearless being a Lucario player, Fuzz is a Mewtwo, like I said earlier. And pretty much, like he was usurped by these two people. Fuzz just got like way better as the years went on, like took his spot at the top. And then Fearless used to live in Austin, and then when he moved down to Houston, he was like bottom rung, like shitty player, didn't even take sets off of their PR. But now it's like a year and a half later or whatever, and now he's number 2. He's really good.
Hey.
Yeah, go figure. Yeah, and like if you want to hear about some upsets that he made in Texas Circus events, check out our past VODs because, like I said before, we talk about Texas a lot.
Yeah, they have a lot of events.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Yeah, but pretty much those are like the top 3, I would say. Mojo is clearly number 3, Fuzz is clearly number 1, and then Fearless is clearly number 2. Last season they were really close, Fearless and Fuzz, for like wrestling for that number 1 spot, but I think that Fuzz is a little better out of region. So then he just kind of has never not been number 1. Yeah. So then if we move down to number 4, that's gonna be Dawn. He's a Meta Knight player. You're a Meta Knight player.
Yes.
You probably know more about him than me.
Yeah, I definitely know a bit about
I know
Dawn.
that he wrote a big ass book.
He wrote a very
The guide?
like it's basically literally a book. It is many pages long. It's just on a big PDF file, and it basically goes over like every single move of Meta Knight and like its applications and how he can use.
Have you read it all?
I did read it all.
Oh my god, you're such a nerd! Oh my god!
Did you read it all? Of course he read it all.
Oh my god. How many pages?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
If you had to
I think it's like
guess.
around 30.
Dude,
That's
oh my
so
god.
many pages.
Mickey, this guy sounds like your best friend. It's like you're just like the Don, but instead of writing 30 pages on Mennonite, you write 20 pages about Mennonite's downbeat.
Yeah.
That's like the only difference.
I haven't talked to him in a bit, and I was actually the reason why that guy ended up coming out.
Oh, because he wanted to top you?
No. It wasn't because of that. Because he posted on Smashboards. Like, I used to, like, read Smashboards quite a bit, trying to learn. First it was Roy, because I used to be a Roy main. Mm-hmm. Then it became Meta Knight, just trying to learn like everything about Meta Knight, and I realized there wasn't really much about Meta Knight. And Don posted saying like, "Hey, I'm creating a Meta Knight guide. Stay tuned for that." And then it'd literally be like year 2 later. I mean, like, where is this guy? And it was supposed to be stated for like the spring when he said it was coming out soon, and it just never came out. I'm
That's
like,
crazy.
Whatever happened to that? So like I posted that like 2 years later. So like, hey, whatever happened to this guy? I was really looking forward to seeing it come out. By that time, like, I already hardcore labbed a lot of Meta Knight stuff as well, like figuring out.
Already wrote your own book.
Yeah, I already wrote my own book. It's a #1 seller. But so.
So then he writes the guy, or do you wait more?
No,
years?
he ends up finishing. Is like, I didn't realize. He said he didn't realize like there were people still interested in this guy, so he ended up finishing the rest of like cracking out the finer details of it, and he also had like video shorts like go with like a lot of.
That's crazy.
To explain like.
God, we need like a college, and he can teach the Meta Knight class.
Dude, he can teach the Meta Knight major. Every class. Mickey can be a substitute for downbeat class.
All right, but yeah, what else is happening?
Okay, yeah, cool. So let's just keep scuttling down. Today's is the next player on the PR, number 5, Ivysaur player. He's one of those random net play guys that actually didn't show up to events until recently. So it's like
he's actually pretty good.
He's actually pretty good. He like gets a lot of upsets, and it's always really cool to like see net play people like just come out of nowhere and do really well. We had that happen.
Sound like the doctor.
Yeah, the doctor is like a net player.
Oh, sorry, no, he's Doctor.
Dr. Period. The Sencal Zelda.
Stupid doctor names.
Yes.
Ugh.
He's a net play guy. Got on SoCal PR this season because he just did so fucking well a couple times.
He did mess up a couple of our people.
Yeah.
I'm a victim to that.
Yeah. Also, fun fact, like, you know, like Johnny Westside back in the day, Sosa's from Netplay. Like, there's like a lot of
Johnny's from Netplay?
Johnny Westside was from Netplay originally.
Dang, I didn't know that.
So it's like, I always like, because like Netplay is like a huge community that is like kind of unseen. But when they show up, they do well. And today's is kind of like that guy for Houston. And hopefully he continues to climb up the ladder. Because, like, you know, like, adjusting to, like, non-lag is actually something that Netplay people have to do. So then he probably is just going to get better and better.
Yeah, I know Washington also has one of the, like, Netplay warriors, Blue 2. Like, he's a Mewtwo player on Netplay, and from what I hear, I know Snowden, like, really loves Blue 2 a lot. And the only reason why he doesn't get PR is because he just doesn't go to enough events. He'll only go, like, 2, maybe 3 events. Like, I know that's how many he went to, like, last season.
Yeah, so if you're, like, just some random guy at your computer, just play Netplay. Like, there are, like, a ton of really good players you can play against and get really good. And then get PR'd in Houston. You know, whatever.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. So, like, I think next on the
Only
list
Houston,
is,
though. Nowhere else.
Yeah. Next on the list is Forces. He's, like, mainly a Squirtle guy. Very, very famous. Well, somewhat famous. Very famous, in my opinion, for, he beat IPK at CCC. I don't know if you guys remember that.
I don't.
I do.
Oh my
remember,
gosh,
I do remember that.
He beat iPunch Kids.
Sent him to losers.
Sent him to losers.
With which kid? With Wolf?
Squirtle.
With
Squirtle? Oh my
Because
god.
IPK does hate
so
Squirtle.
funny.
IPK hates
Oh my
Squirtle.
god. He just hates down tilt.
Yeah, down tilt.
I watched the set because I was at CCC also.
Did he get down tilt?
Well, yeah. And like pretty much like because Forces had come to like play with us like over throughout the weekend.
Yeah.
It was like me, Thunder, Sosa, and IPK at Fearless's house, and Forces came over, and like he was actually trading sets with IPK and stuff. I'm like, oh no, dude, it's just so bad at Squirtle. David loses game 1 and then switches to Fox. I'm like, oh, I just like leave. Easy 2-0 for Forces.
Oh yeah.
So pretty much Forces is kind of like he's like really consistent. He's like super consistent in the area, which is really weird because it's like Squirtle. It's like a low tier character. You'd expect him to not be consistent. But yeah, like pretty much he's slowly making his way up, but he definitely gatekeeps people below him. Gatekeeper of term we've used 100 times, so I don't have to explain it again. Yeah. Mio is another player. He plays Game & Watch, I think. Green Game & Watch, or is that black?
Black.
That's black. Yeah, so he's sort of like slowly coming up. He was kind of like a shitter for a really long time, and is slowly getting good. 7th. I'm gonna keep these short so that we can like finish on time. NK is a Ness player. I actually played him at CCC. He's really weird. Like Nesses are weird in general.
Okay.
But he actually took me to last game, last stock.
Weird in what way?
Weird in what way is that like his movement is like really not traditional. It's like really jagged, which is really weird because like I like the way that I like to play is like to predict people's movements. And the fact that he was really sporadic and just like jumping up and down and like actually like using Ness's double jump cancel in really like interesting ways, like threw me off. And he almost upset me winners round 1 at CCC.
Oh my god!
I barely beat him. So I'm like, oh god. Hopefully we never have to talk about this. But then he makes PR and have to talk about him. So there you go. That's for you. Yeah. So CK's Kirby guy got 9th place. Same kind of deal. Like once you get lowered on the PR, it's sort of like your wins are all about consistency. Can you hang with the PR players? CK can. And then 10th is Snooklet, which is pretty cool. He's pretty much him and Fuzz are sort of the main TOs. I think Snooklet is kind of like the big head honcho. So it's like he's able to be like the head TO of Houston, which is like a super prolific scene. Still gets PR, you know, at number 10. So like this guy is just like a man of all trades.
Pretty decent at doing stuff.
Yeah, he can do stuff. All right, let's go on to the last.
Lastly, we're going to be talking about is DFW. First thing I want to mention is Sean Bad. In all this time in DFW, this is the first time he gets number 1 in DFW.
Oh wait, yeah.
Because he's usually in Lunchables' shadow.
Yeah. Or Sethlon way back in the day.
Oh, yeah, or Sethlon way back in the day, yeah. But like Strombo is just usually really, really good, but like just a short under the top person. Just almost always until this season where he finally it took Lunchables to retire to help him do that, but he still ended up getting number 1 over Luck. Like they were pretty close locally, but it was out of region that separated them. Strombad, he did super well at Flex Zone 2, getting 7th there. And then Luck, he got 25th there, losing to Aiden and Malachi, but it's not that bad losses, but you still got 25th over to a 7th place.
Pretty much.
And then there was a Texas PM event where Strombad went to, but Luck didn't because he had unfortunate family stuff that happened that prevented him from going. That Strombad ended up wrecking house and took it clean from winners. And like over Fearless, Shokio, I think Fuzz
was probably there. I'm not sure if he
Fuzz usually goes to all these circuit events too, but that was a Texas circuit event. And the funny thing with Strombat here too is that it was his last season in DFW too, because he's moving to NorCal.
Right.
He's in NorCal now, and apparently he almost beat Thunders at the last NorCal local.
Dude, Strombat.
Oh yeah, I remember him tweeting about that.
He got super close to doing that. So wish him the best of luck in NorCal, and congratulations on finally getting 1 in DFW.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, there were a couple seasons where Luck was over him, so it's like it's nice to see him get 1 for the team.
Yeah, and then Luck, clear number 2 here, wins pretty much every Infinity and Beyond he goes to. Infinity and Beyond being the Dallas local. It happens every Thursday night on the... It's not Turn... I think it's just Central Project M. On that Hitbox channel. I don't remember what channel it is. But, yeah, he has very consistent results. Pretty much wins everything. And then when he goes out of region, he also does pretty well. Just not as good as Strombat, obviously, since Strombat got the number 1. And he plays Diddy.
I just like how in this VR image he has sunglasses. And it's like he got number 2, and you would think he'd just be like, he'd be really happy. And he's just like, yeah, you know.
It's whatever.
Yeah, it's
whatever.
no,
Honestly, it's a
no
bad
big
season
deal
for me.
Yeah. And then we got Shokio. Shokio places top 3 pretty much every Infinity Beyond he goes to. He's also super consistent. Barely drops sets to lower ranked PR. Like, he'll drop a set to Troy every now and then. Drop a set to Arsenals, I think. I'm not sure. I don't remember if Arsenals has taken a set off of him yet. But Shokio is just very consistent. Doesn't get to travel outside of Dallas very much. But he does. He has been to a couple of the Texas circuit events across Texas and like Houston, Austin, and he does fairly well. He places top 5, top 4 at those events.
Yeah, he mainly uses Zero Suit, but every once in a while you see the Olimar come
You
out.
see the Alma or
Wait,
the
does he
Roy.
also- what is-
or,
that's
like,
so weird
all
that
this
he also-
all his characters have different names. Like his pit is FX the fight. His Olimar is what's his Olimar?
He names his characters.
He names all of his characters.
We should do that.
His Roy is no. His pit is the fight.
Yes.
Oh shoot.
Wow, you're just gonna tell us that he names it, but you don't know any of their names, Mickey?
I think.
Come on, I want to know their names.
I'd have to pull up the
I'm sure Arsenal's
DFW
will
meme
comment.
PR. But I think Justin was. Yoshio is his Yoshi.
It sounds like a
He has a
samurai.
Yoshi. Oh, and the African Roy is his Roy.
Okay, maybe
What?
maybe we shouldn't name our characters.
But yeah,
Okay, so that's number 3. How big is this PR?
10.
it is 10 people.
All right.
And then we have Troy. I think this is the highest ranked he's been. He's mainly a Fox main. I still don't know why it's Diddy. I think they just wanted 2 Diddy's, 2 Foxes instead of 3 Foxes on this PR. Because Diddy is in his arsenal, but
Arsenal.
Whoops.
Is another character. Anyways,
hate
whatever.
puns. But like I know Troy beat Luck in Diddy Ditto. I think that was his first set.
Oh, wait, really?
I think
Whoa.
that happened.
Oh, you better
I'm not sure if
be
that happened
lying.
this season, but I'm pretty sure that happened. But and then Zeus gets under Troy because he has really high highs. Like he's gotten really great results.
Who does
but then
Zeus play?
Sonic.
Okay.
And you usually see him teaming with Azer at events, a Snake player, and they do pretty well at events. Like at LTC, they got 5th, I want to say, either 7th or 5th. And there were a lot of good people at LTC last
Sonic
year.
Snake?
Sonic Snake.
It's like a really weird team comp, I think.
Yeah.
All right.
But so then, like Zeus, he has a lot of good wins, but then he has also a lot of bad losses. So he's just like super up in the air. Like you don't know how well he's gonna do, but that's why they just place him. We'll just stick you right in the middle of that. And then Birdman, he used to dominate locally. Like he used to be like top 3 status, like where Shokio is. But then he's been dropping more and more sets to the rest of the DFW PR.
Birdman plays who?
All the bird characters.
That's so
DDD,
cool.
Falco,
Oh.
He's
and
like
Captain Falcon.
my low-key favorite, even though I've never seen
But
him play.
I think he's selling out and picking up Wolf now.
Now he's not my favorite
Ooh,
anymore.
Oh no.
No, I don't
And
care
I think,
about
he,
him.
I think he only plays DDD in teams.
Don't sell out.
I
Oh
think-
my god.
I think he's
mean,
selling out,
his
though.
name is Captain Birdman, and he plays all of the birds. That's like so beautiful. Like, I love that so much.
But-
I like want him to go to tournaments and just have like a parakeet. Like,
Yeah. And
No.
he wears gloves when he plays too.
oh yeah, he told me about that. I was like, why?
It's so funny. It's so cool.
Cool. I don't know.
But anyway.
And like wrapping up the bottom of the PR, we have like Arsenal's Wonder and Troy. Like they're like and American Bowser. They're like the babies of DFW. Like they've been rising. They learned a lot from Lunchables. They're Lunchables' students, offspring.
Yeah, students, I guess is a better word.
And
Offspring.
he basically brought them in, like trained them along. Like they're all squad people. I except for Wonder, I think. I forget what MB stands for. But I know that they practice a lot together. They play a lot, and they learned from Lunchables and a melee player who Arc, very old school Texas melee player.
That's really funny because, like, I've seen Arsenal's bitch about Bowser all the time, and I like that, like, a couple spaces away. You can, like,
That
see,
menacing
I can
Bowser.
see where it comes from.
Yeah, American
I mean,
Bowser is definitely the source of that.
Arsenals and it's really cool. I mean, I don't know if it's cool, but it's like Captain Birdman, Arsenals, and Wonder all play like spacies. You know, like Falco and Fox. Like Arsenals and Wonder playing Fox and Captain Birdman playing Falco. That's the one that's on the picture, anyways. Those are like the melee top tiers or whatever, and they're kind of like still relevant, right? And they're not melee players.
And Arsenal's does have a wolf, so it's like Falco, Wolf, Fox.
Yeah, it's. I actually think I kind of like PM Foxes because I would say that Arsenals and Wonder are PM Foxes. It's
Yes,
not like
they are.
Lucky, who it's like, oh, I play Fox and Melee. Let me just play the same character.
Yeah.
It's like they picked
Well,
Fox.
bacon pancakes is also like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I mean, sure. I
There are
didn't think
plenty
that
of people who play Fox.
Yeah, but I was just gonna say like them too.
PM Fox, not
But
just like
in
Amanda
DFW.
Claire.
We're like
DFW.
talking about the DFW PR, Mickey. Should I have just mentioned bacon pancakes
Or
randomly?
GP.
All I heard was just like PM Fox. There's not many people, and you brought up Lucky, so I was like, oh, we're expanding. To
Whatever.
Whatever. We're done.
Whoa. Go on to American Bowser, Mickey. I feel like we've exhausted that topic.
Yeah, American Bowser, also like Zeus, just not as high as Highs. That's why he's that low. He just snuck onto this PR.
All right. At number 10, is this his first season being PR'd?
No, it's not. He's been on the PR before.
Yeah, he's good.
Okay, cool.
Hello.
All right, it's American Bowser. Everyone knows about him. He plays Bowser, right? Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Whoa.
Oh, spooky. Anything else you want to mention?
No. Oh, and then Oracle.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to give a shout out to Oracle. Like, whenever he does go to locals, he just usually plays secondaries, and he's pretty much only ranked that high because that's where people think he's going to like place at nationals or regionals.
That's really weird.
Yeah.
You don't usually do PRs like that.
What are you talking about? We just do all of our PRs just before Mickey and Data happened.
Oh, you would just like who feels the best?
Yeah, no, the old classic SoCal PR was me, Machiavelli, Venom, and we would just.
God,
Was
that
it
sounds
Nick in
a
there too?
mess.
Well, Nick was like classic is
class.
it's like
Wasn't Stoffy in there, or is that not?
Stoffy was a San Diego PR. We had a system, but before, it was pretty much just like Machiavelli and Venom, and I would just be there watching them like argue with each other.
Oh my god.
We had Souza and Hakeem in there for a little bit. Ooh, it was all opinions and just like tons of just.
Oh
ooh,
my God.
I feel like they're so good, but they didn't beat me, so they.
Oh my god! I feel like it'd be such a mess because like Corey's not gonna budge on his opinions. Venom is also not gonna talk about anything but himself.
Like there's a season where it was me, Nick, Corey, and Venom all in the PR, and this was about the time where it was Souza and Venom mock in like that weird triangle era, and then just Corey and Jake just arguing who should be above who, and Nick and I are just like, what do we say? What do we do here?
Pro tip for all of you that are making PRs for this next season: put the most controversial, like adversarial people on the PR. It's like a huge headache. But it's like so funny.
It's so funny.
I was in charge of like organizing and getting the PR. I like made sure that Venom was on it. I like made sure that like Mock was on it. Like I want that to happen. Like that's how you know that the PR is good. That people have like talked about it for hours.
And talk about how stupid you are.
Yeah.
But now we just go to Denny's and pretty much agree on everything. It's like
It's
wow,
because
it's
we
no
have
fun.
data, Mickey. You brought the data, and now all the fun's
Shit.
over. You just have to follow the data now. All right.
Alright, but yeah, so basically, if you didn't get your PR, we didn't talk about it, probably
you
need...
suck.
I mean, maybe, but also maybe you just need to make a new one. Consider doing that. Also, we can't talk about every PR ever because there's like way too many. So
Sorry,
I'm
I know.
sure that
we only
like,
have a limited amount of time.
yeah, I'm sure that we'll hit another week in the future where we have some like space to talk about more PRs. So if you didn't get your scene talked about, fear not. We'll probably talk about them again in the future. Otherwise, there is a post again that I've made on Imgur that has like a bunch of just info dumps about these regions. Tons of details like we didn't even talk about. If you want to message me an info dump, I will gladly put it on there as long as it's like somewhat factual. Somewhat factual. But anyway, we're going to move on to our little conclusion here, talk about stuff that is coming up. Apparently, we have 2 events this Saturday. Smashtown Funk is another...
I like that name.
Yeah, I do too. Is another Texas PM Circuit event. We didn't get to talk about one this week,
No.
but next time. It'll be this one.
The 4th one out of 5. The 5th
Yeah.
one is Don't Sleep and Dallas, and that's gonna wrap up the circuit, and they're gonna have a whole big Texas PR after that.
Yeah, because the whole point of the circuit is to make a entire Texas PR. So we'll get to talking about that probably eventually. But right now there's 64 people in PM singles, and it has all sorts of beautiful Texas talent. There's Luck, Shokyo, Drinking Food.
Drinking Food might as well be Texas.
Yeah, I always see again. I like DFW, but he's not.
We also didn't get to talk about San Antonio here, but we got Grime, a Wolf player. He's like top 3. Betch, Ivysaur, Peach from Austin, also like very high on the San Antonio
They're
PR.
having a Falcon round robin.
What?
30 entrants
In a round robin?
They're gonna probably split it up, but there's
That
more
can't
people in
stay
that
around
than
Robin.
doubles. But anyway, we also have
Well,
Fearless.
it's not that many because there's 2 people per
Yeah, but
team.
that's still less than 30.
Mickey,
But that's 28. That's 28 people.
Mickey, if you're gonna point
To
out
30.
a factual like technicality, at least be correct. It's still more than 28.
But you're like making that's like it was a significant amount. It's just 2 more people.
Courtney, keep talking.
Oh my God.
What else is
That's
cool?
one more
about this
team.
event?
Ruining my day. Crowdfunding. Oh yeah, I completely forgot. I totally told Arsenals I'd talk about this too. I'm
good
going
thing you
to,
will.
yeah. I'm gonna post about this tomorrow on Facebook. But Filthy Casual is something that they're trying to fly out. It's only $200, and Filthy Casual, if you somehow haven't heard of him, is an amazing
Wolf player. Now.
Yeah, used to play Falcon. He's from New Mexico.
He's
kind
also
of,
super chill.
oh yeah, he's an amazing person.
He almost beat Thunders at Rewired. That was such a. He threw that away.
If you haven't seen that set,
go watch that from Rewired.
go watch that right
it's
now.
on
That's-
AZPM.
That's your homework for this
Go
week,
watch
kids.
that set, pause it 5 seconds before the end, and just dream of what was supposed to
Think
be.
about what it would have, what could have been. But anyway, yeah. So that's gonna be happening in Houston, Texas. That's on Saturday. I'm trying to see like where it's streamed on, but I'm sure it'll get posted.
I want to see
Probably
Smash United.
Yeah. So yeah, check that out. The other event is. Anyone want to talk about this one?
Immunity. I don't know exactly where is this exactly. Maryland. So MDVA gets their big regional event, and it's got apparently Junebug is advertised for this. Is this Melee PM or is just PM? It says PM singles and doubles, no Melee.
Ooh.
And Junebug has been focusing on Melee, so maybe this is his first event in a very long time that he's actually entering. But then it's also got Switch, Hyperflame, Aiden, Bacon Pancakes. So pretty big regional happening this Saturday. So definitely check that out. Don't know where the stream is on Project MDVA.
Yeah. So, fun stuff. Anything else anybody wants to talk about, or are we good to go?
I think that's about it.
If I think of anything, I'll tell it to you in 2 weeks.
Oh, sick. Thanks. So anyway, thank you all for watching. Good night. Boop.